Hello everyone, welcome back to Screenwork Entertainment. Can you believe it's been over a year since my last Claymore video? I know, crazy, right? Maybe if enough people create new content of Claymore and enough people will actually watch it, maybe, just maybe they will continue the Claymore anime and do something like what Full Metal Alchemist did. But hey, we can always dream, right? Anyways, here we are on the next volume of Claymore, volume 16. This is a great volume. Kind of sad, I thought. We lose a major character in this volume. I think he's a major character, but maybe he's not. But he's one of my characters that I really liked. This volume also throws a bunch of new stuff our way, which is really cool. But without further ado, here we go. So volume 16 opens up with Claire, Cynthia, and Uma speaking to Rubel and Rabona. He is telling them about Rifle of the West. If you don't already know, Rifle is one of my favorite characters. I love her personality, the way she looks, her awakened form, and I kind of like Doph too, not gonna lie. Rubel tells them that Rifle is looking for someone skilled in reading Yoma energy. And Renee is this generation's number 6, who just happens to be skilled in reading Yoma energy, and she is missing. The story then jumps to Rifle and Renee, so we actually get to see them now. I hope I'm saying her name right. We see Renee all tied up, looking like she's being tortured. Her legs are like removed and cut into little pieces. It looks pretty rough. Rifle wants Renee to read the corpse of what was left from the battle between both Luciella of the South and Raffaella. They are like fused together somehow. Renee tells Rifle that she cannot read Yoma energy and try to attach her legs at the same time. You know how Rifle likes to play games. And convinces Rifle to let her reattach them. And while doing so, she takes a little peek inside Luciella and Raffaella's corpse, or body, or whatever it is. And as she gets deeper and deeper, she sees a little light, just barely faint. She gets close to it, and Renee almost gets her own soul destroyed. At this point, she knows she cannot awaken this thing. She knows if she does, it will be instant death for herself, Doph, but she's pretty sure Rifle will survive if it awakens. We cut back to Claire, who is still talking to Rubel. He reveals Maria got all of her info from him, which is very interesting because he won't be doing this just for her benefit. He reveals that he's not working for the organization, but for the other side. Rubel is a spy, and he doesn't want to destroy the organization himself, but rather wants them to destroy themselves internally. I think this is a pretty cool segment of the story. I did not see Rubel being a spy, so I thought that was a pretty cool twist and kind of makes you like him even more. Anyways, Claire also reveals that he is not trying to help them by talking about Rifle and Renee, but actually trying to get them killed. So Rubel knows that they're all half awakened, and he wants them all DED, dead. He believes that the half-awakened Claymores can pose trouble for his side if the organization finds out. After Claire and Rubel, we cut to Helen and Deneva. They are watching a group of warriors fighting an awakened one. So Deneva reminds Helen of what Mary said, no unnecessary fights. And at first you think Helen is going to leave. She's packing up, but we really know she's getting ready to jump into battle. I think Helen and Deneva are both very unique. In this story, it's kind of one of a kind. I also think their friendship makes them even stronger and also adds a lot to their characters. I really like these two characters. I would say I like Helen more than Deneva though. And because of their friendship, you really start to root for them and worry when they get put in really bad spots. I think it's a really good sign of character development and story writing. I also really like how Deneva is still carrying Undine's sword. So when there's only one Claymore left standing, they jump into the fight. Both of them throw a punch and a kick to New Claymore, try to knock her out. But this one, she's a lot stronger than what the other ones were. Instead of knocking her out, she just hey, why'd you hit me? And then they all fight the awakened one together. And Helen and Deneva actually let her complete the final blow, which is really cool. She kills it by cutting it in half. Also, I'd like to note, Helen is now using Sophia's special arm twist move, which I thought was really cool. The new Claymore's name is Dietrich. She is the new number 8. And I hope I'm saying that right. So after the awakened one is dead, Helen and Deneva asked if she can, not report them to the organization since they're trying to stay hidden. But of course, she says she cannot do this. So both of them take off running. But they soon realize that they cannot shake Dietrich. She is way too fast, has way too much stamina. Everybody stops running, and Dietrich explains they should really stop traveling south. And half of the towns all south have all been wiped out. When they ask why, what's going on, Dietrich explains it's a demonic existence. And it's really all the info that she gives. But even though with all the new info, Helen and Nineveh continue south, and Dietrich follows, and they land at a new town. Helen and Nineveh can feel a presence at this town. And it turns out this town is where Easley is hiding. Stupidly, both Helen and Nineveh want to go see Easley, or more so, Helen wants to see Easley, and Nineveh just goes on for the ride. So they take off to the town. We get a really, really cool shot of Easley walking, and with both Nineveh and Helen see Easley, they are completely terrified of his presence alone. And it seems Helen, she can't even move. And when Easley walks by, he sees that Helen is down and offers to help. But they say, no, I'm okay. But he pretends to walk off, but then he attacks Nineveh, blows away like complete half of her body. In the manga volume, on the front cover, we see Nineveh and Helen. And part of Nineveh's costume is like torn off. And that's from this part right here, which I thought was really cool. Now, it seems like Helen is actually hurting Easley, or at least landing blows. She's attacking him and landing hits. But we soon find out that her hits does not mean anything. They have no effect at all on Easley, but, irritating him. And as they are fighting, Nineveh returns to save Helen right at the time when she was about to get killed. But right at that time also, the demons come. And just as quickly as they came, they take Helen's arm off. Dietrich shows up and says, stop. Don't breathe. Don't move. Don't do anything. These things don't really have eyes, or they have eyes, but they're all sewed shut. And they go off smell. And what they smell, or what they're after, is Easley. After they escape, Dietrich explains what these demons are. During the battle 7 years ago, the organization found a piece of Easley from the battle with Luciella. The organization created these creatures. They are called abyss feeders. And whatever smell they are given when they are created is the only thing they will eat and or go after. They give them a piece of Easley that was found during that battle, and now this is all they want to eat is him. Now, abyss feeders can only be killed if their heads are destroyed. But each time they die, they all learn and they all go stronger and stronger. When at least half of them are wiped out, they scatter and return to their organization to replenish their numbers. Now, I'm a huge Easley fan. I like the way he's drawn, and I just really like the Abyssal ones. They're just such cool characters. I really, really think they're cool. However, we see the Abyssal feeders slowly take Easley apart, one piece at a time. So we cut to Easley, and we see all of his legs are missing besides one. Parts of his body is like missing or falling off. And then finally, the one leg he's standing on cracks and he falls over. Now, he only needs to kill one more of these things, and then they will scatter. And he fires an attack, but the Abyssal Feeder knows this attack and shifts his head so it won't die. And slowly, they just eat Easley. And at this moment, all Easley can really think about is his little family that he had with Rocky and Priscilla. Strangely, he misses this. And even while he's being eaten alive, he remembers this moment. And then he says, strangely, while he was with them and there was like a family, he didn't seem hungry. I just really hated to see Easley go. But, I guess we have to, because we have to see the story continue. But it's also fitting to see him go out the same way, Yomas and Abyssal ones eat their prey. So after the battle, we cut back to the organization, discussing what all has been going on and where Dietrich is. She is the only one still unaccounted for from the Awakened Hunt, and we learn what the organization is getting ready to do next. They are ready to send the Abyssal Feeders for Rifle of the West, but not to kill her, just to track her. Instead, they are going to unleash Alicia and Beth to go rifle, the number 1 and number 2. That means we finally get to see Alicia and Beth in action again, and against an Abyssal one at that. That means we finally get to see Alicia and Beth in action again, and against Abyssal one at that, and my favorite Abyssal one, freaking Rifle of the West. And that is the volume. It's over. It leaves us a big cliffhanger. The organization is now going after Rifle. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure why they want the Abyssal ones dead. Maybe they want their bodies to use as weapons. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. But hopefully, we learn to come in volumes. I really do think losing easily is a bummer. But I guess the story must go on. And I'll tell you this. What happens to Rifle really pissed me off. And I almost stopped reading the whole manga because of what happens to her since I like her so much. I guess my favorite characters thus far, or in the whole series, would be Miria, Rifle, Galatea, Claire, Easley, Rocky, Mayetta. She's gonna be in there somewhere. About around that order. I really like Mayetta. She's really cool. And Galatea. Who doesn't love Galatea? I mean, how cool is that name, Galatea? Anyways, this is a really good volume. I liked this volume. Anyway, this is a really good volume. We get a lot with Danova. We get a lot with Helen. And we learn a lot of new stuff, like the demons, a.k.a. the Abyssal Eaters, which are really cool. And they're actually much larger than what the Claymores are, which are, and it's just the way they look is just insane. And the fact they can just take down these Abyssal ones tells you how much power the organization really has. All the cards they have up their sleeve, it's pretty crazy. Well, anyways, that's all I got. That's this volume in a nutshell. And if you haven't watched Claymore, then what are you doing? And if you haven't read the mangas, then what are you doing? Or just, watch my videos. But anyways, I appreciate you guys checking me out. Appreciate you watching. And I will be back, hopefully not a year, for the next volume. Anyways, peace out. See you next time.